Hey guys, sorry I had to run out. When I came back, the lighting sucks. So I'm going to just see how this works out, and hopefully it's good enough for you to get the information you need. So here we are buying leads, right? So what we do is we call everybody in the wintertime on Google that's close by. We'll type in lawn mowing companies, and when they come up, we call them. We call everybody. Hey, are you interested in selling your customers, your mow customers? And if they say yes, here's the process. Okay, now again, this works really well with companies that have between 0 and 75 mow customers. First thing is, we only want their mow customers. We don't want their garden maintenance or sprinkler customers. Now sometimes they'll say, well, I have to sell you my garden maintenance customers too. And I'll say, no, we're only interested in mowing. This isn't for us if that's what you want to do. So mowing only. And hear me out. Wait till I finish here. So let's just say they say, yeah, I'm interested in selling my customers. How much would you guys pay us? So what we'll do is, as long as they have a spreadsheet with all their customers on it and it has their name, email, address, price, and phone number, I will pay $25 for each one. But they have to have all this information per account, and they'll get $25. So for example, I did some calculations earlier. Let's say somebody has 75 customers. That is $1,875 that I will give them just for this list. That's it. Now, they're under no obligations. I'm under no obligations. They could sell that list to somebody else. All they're selling me are their lead list, their customer list. They're not guaranteeing that I'm going to get to do the work, nothing. That's why you can get away with offering $25 each, and you'll get hopefully all their list in an email or in a spreadsheet like this. And I'll pay that out to them as soon as I get the list. Okay, so immediately that customer got $1,875. Step 3 is, now I tell them, you have 4 weeks for me to close as many of these as I can. And for each one that I sell and close, and they need to put a card on file, that's how I'll know that they're serious about having us mow. And that's when I'll feel good about paying for that customer. I'll pay them an additional $150 per customer that signs up. And I'll send that to the seller every week, and payout is weekly for 4 weeks. Now, the reason why it's 4 weeks is because, for one, the customer, after 4 weeks, because typically we do this in the wintertime. Let's just say we do it in January or February. Well, in 4 weeks from that time that we bought this, usually customers are looking for a lawn care provider. So if that company decided, well, they don't want to do it anyway, and they stop servicing, eventually those customers may call me anyway. So that's why I say you have 4 weeks from the time that we do buy this list for me to pay these out. Now you may say, well, what if you take too long getting them? Well, again, they're under no obligation or nothing with this list that they gave me. They can resell it to somebody else, or they can actually go back to mowing those customers. The only time that I am committed to, they're obligated not to do any work, is when I actually pay them the $150 per customer. And that's when so at first they sign a little paper that says, if these customers sign up and they pay the $150 per customer, that customer is no longer yours. We will take over the mowing route at that point. So you got to make sure you have something in writing, even if it's simple, even if it's an email, have them reply, yes, I agree to that. So that's basically it. Now let me give you a little tiny kind of reason why this may work for the person selling you these, because that person may not be interested in mowing anyway, right? So it's like you reached out to them and maybe you got them at the right time, and yeah, they're thinking of getting out. Because best case scenario, if all 75 of that customer's accounts sign up with us, we will send that business owner who's thinking of getting out of the industry anyway, $13,125. Now that's not bad. Now that's on top of the $1,875 that they got right away. And we pay this out weekly. So let's say 10 people signed up, this week that we decide to do this. They would get $1,500 that Friday if 10 people signed up. And we would keep doing that. But we would try to get as many as possible because we don't want that short window of 4 weeks to slip through our hands, because after that, the customers are probably going to start looking for other people. So it's really important that when you do this, that you're ready to do it, because you've got to get to know these customers. Now, here's one of the things, here's kind of the whole secret to this whole thing. Okay, let's say we close 75, or I won't even say that. When we buy these leads off this customer, right, for $25, not customer, off that business owner, the first thing we do is let the potential customers know that we also do shrub pruning, sprinkler work, weeding, leaf cleanup. We tell them that we do all of that first. Oh, and by the way, we also mow lawns. The reason why we basically touch on the mowing at the very end of everything is because most likely that list that you bought from somebody, their mow prices are probably really, really low. There's a 90% chance that they're going to be almost half the price that you are. And you don't want to start off right out of the gate if they were paying $35. Now, that's one of the reasons why you need to know the price, because you kind of know how you got to market to these customers. So let's say we bought one of these customers, and it said that their weekly mow price is $25, right? Well, we're not going to mention mowing to them. We're going to try and upsell them on garden work and sprinkler work, and we're not even going to talk about mowing. We're going to say, hey, Miss Smith, we noticed that Jerry is no longer doing mowing this year. He asked us if we would call you to see if you wanted us to take over. And we wanted to let you know that we do sprinkler work, garden maintenance, shrub pruning. Have you had any weeding done lately or this whole season? That's what we're going to try and push onto them. So that once we get them to want us to do all those services, then we say, well, here's your mowing quote if you want us to do that. Worst case scenario, we got paid off of these. Now remember, we're only paying the $150 if we get them as a customer. Now, if we close them and do a garden cleanup job, I'll pay the $150, but you could put in a contract that you only pay the $150 if they sign up for mowing. Now, I'm not saying you should try and get away with anything, because the one garden job, that's not what you're trying to get. You're trying to get the mowing. All I'm saying is, if you wanted to, you could also offer, if you get a big landscaping job, you can count that as a mowing sign up. But either way, you're only paying the $150 one time. Now, one of the things that you want to do here also is, when you start doing this, there'll be a buzz between other business owners, and they'll start talking about, oh, hey, do you know Lawnthums? They'll buy your customers if you want, and they have this thing that they do, So you will start getting people wanting to contact you throughout the year. Once you start closing like maybe 5 of these, they'll start talking to each other, and you'll start to see a little bit of buzz going on. So one of the things that happens too is you'll reach out to people in the wintertime, and then they'll say no, or they're thinking about it, but then they'll call you like in the spring or even in the middle of summer, and by then you may be too busy. You might have to tell them, we're not really able to do that right now. Now, I will tell you, we still do it no matter how busy. Even if we never call these people within the 4 weeks, we'll still do this because of that reputation out there for other businesses. We don't want to be that company that they say, no, I did want to sell it to them and then they didn't want to do it. So we just do it even if we're busy, and sometimes we don't get to call these people, especially if we're short-staffed in the office. But, we do try, but it's not like the wintertime where we're grinding through that phone numbers trying to get customers, So hopefully this helps. Sorry that the video quality is not so good, but if this helped you out, subscribe. Help me out. All right, guys. Catch you later.